On this episode of Why Watch That?
I was perfectly fine watching this sucker on my TV, though. Thank you.
Well, you are fine with that on everything, so it doesn't. I don't know how much weight that has.
But she comes to understand that Eddie may not be the Eddie that she thought Eddie was.
Oh, Eddie.
Somebody save all of us.
Doggone it. Go and watch Queen of Katwe. We keep screaming. Watch it. The Union. In more ways than one. That we've all been waiting for. But wait.
It's an entanglement. This is like the greatest hits of the ref in one episode. I have never heard such alliterative and dramatic and descriptive words in such succinct fashion. Why Watch That is a podcast featuring the critic
and referee who go head-to-head on a quest to discover the best movies
and TV shows Hollywood has to offer. Expect the unexpected from the critic.
Well, nothing gets past the ref.
We do all the work,
so you don't have to. Welcome to Why Watch That. This episode of Why Watch That is supported by Entrepreneur Meal Plan. It helps leaders and professionals feed their bodies and businesses well. You know, critic, I got a chance to attend a wonderful event by EMP here in Los Angeles. And it was so amazing because Brandy Cochran was able to gather people from all sorts of walks of life. We were able to gather together, have real talk, and some real good food too. It was a hit.
It's food for the soul and the body, which is so hard to find. So if you want to learn more about Entrepreneur Meal Plan, whether you're an entrepreneur or not, go to entrepreneurmealplan.com.
A Why Watch That sneak peek.
We have 1 to 1 second movie sneak peeks and a TV sneak peek. Coming at you hard, coming in strong. Now, this is something that we have to always say ahead of time. When we're sneaking around, we're sneaking for your benefit. So we'll let you know if this is something that we're recommending or if it's something we personally don't recommend, but perhaps if you like this, you'll like that. Let's start with I'm Your Woman. No, I'm not your woman, critic, but I'm Your Woman is the name of the title.
If I were your woman.
Yes, or I'm Every Woman, all of those things. This is coming to us on Amazon Prime on December 11th. Everybody has access to that if you have Amazon Prime. However, on December 4th, it's coming at you in some select theaters. Now, again, you know why they do that. They do that because they smell and sniff an opportunity for the awards season. And the only way you can get an award currently, I have a feeling it's going to change though, critic. I do.
It should.
I have, especially under these circumstances. But the only way you can get nominated is if you have some form of a theatrical release.
Wake up.
Well, they are now.
Yeah. Yes. Well, yes.
Yeah, they are. So I'm Your Woman. Now, you got a chance to see this at AFI Film Festival this year, and you gave us a sniffle of a little bit of how you felt about it and your reaction. Now, this is a thorough review. It comes to us from Julia Hart. Not only did she direct it, but she also wrote it along with Jordan Horowitz, who is very familiar to us.
Yes.
Jordan Horowitz is definitely someone who's kicked out some hits.
Yeah.
Namely La La Land and, The Kids Are All Right. And on and on. Yeah, on and on and on. He's done some hits as producer. And it has a cast, very familiar cast. In fact, a very familiar cast to Amazon Prime.
Oh, yeah.
Rachel Brosnahan is starring, yes, Mrs. Maisel herself. And your girl, Marsha Stephanie Blake, who really turned our heads in a couple of performances.
Yeah.
And I'll let you talk about that. I mean, she bore all, shall we say.
Yes.
In a couple of, things. Frankie Faison. Who, I get a joy out of saying his name for personal reasons. And plus, he's a legend. I mean, come on. Coming to America.
Coming to America. Everything. When Frankie Faison shows up, you're going to get what you paid for.
It's in the blood. It's in the blood. I just have to say that. It is. Just know that. Note that.
Okay.
And along with other people who, we've seen on and off, and you'll go through those folks. This is something that, honestly, let's see if things shift and change. You usually don't change your mind, but when you saw it, it was sort of a kind of thing. And, we always have to ask this question, always. And I will always do that. It's my job. Are we venturing out? We know you're not, but are we telling our listeners, hey, really take a shot. If you're going to venture out, do this. Or are we staying at home for this? Because quite frankly, it's just a week between those two releases. Can we wait? I don't know. We'll see what you have to say.
Yeah, I'll start right there. I think if you are a cinephile and you're interested, you can go to the theater if you feel safe doing so. Because it's a period piece, you'll get those kind of textures on screen. I was perfectly fine watching this sucker on my TV, though. Thank you.
Well, you are fine with that on everything, so it doesn't. I don't know how much weight that has.
Well, the only one I will say is, what was the Quaron movie on Netflix? The one that made the splash.
The Quaron movie.
Yeah, in black and white, which was like autobiographical for him. I forgot the name. Saw it at the New York Film Festival.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Now, we'll get to it. But
we'll get to it. But that one, I would say, if it were now and that came out, I would say go to the theater. Just because of the sound design, the way the camera moved, all of that. That's a little different. Roma.
Oh, gosh. Okay, not this year. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay, I was really raking my brain. I was like, I don't know what you are talking about. Yeah. Maybe. Did you even do the New York? Okay, got it.
Yeah, no, not this year. So it would have to be that kind of movie for me to say
something cinematic, like a Christopher Nolan, his war movie, something you want to see, and it's got your 1917, Sam Mendes, something you just really want to experience. I get it. Okay, that makes sense. Something very theatrical. Exactly,
and we know that right now, all of the studios are pulling those movies back.
They are.
Yeah, makes sense. So with that said, for the Marsha Stephanie Blake question. Marsha Stephanie Blake, I first saw her I first noticed her in that little Netflix show that Orange is the New Black.
Oh, I've not seen one episode of that, and it's something.
So that's when I first was like, who is this? And then Loose, like you were talking about.
Hey, whoa. Now that's worth watching it for her performance.
And she was Octavia Spencer's sister.
Yeah.
Oh.
She had problems, didn't she? She had
Yes. I mean, yes. She wrote the book on problems. She was also in When They See Us and so on. So love her, love the cast. Let's talk about the movie now.
Yeah.
We have a housewife, Jean, played by Rachel. And she seems to be fine. Got a husband, takes care of her. Husband's name is Eddie, played by Bill Heck. But she comes to understand that Eddie may not be the Eddie that she thought Eddie was.
Eddie.
Somebody save all of us. Now she has wanted to be a mother. She becomes a mother, I'm going to tell you that. But how? I'll tell you this. The movie starts, she didn't got no baby. She ends up with one. Okay. Now Eddie is a thief.
Oh.
This is what she finds out. And he is in hot water. So much hot water, he goes disappearing, and she needs to go disappearing with the baby. Okay? So they're not together, but he does send some people to help her along the way.
Okay.
And one of these people is Teri, played by Marsha Stephanie Blake. Now, Teri has a son, and Teri has a father, played by Frankie Faison. So they come in and try to help her on this journey. This is a dangerous journey. Now, by the way, before she even meets them, people are trying to possibly kill her.
No.
Now, there is someone before she meets them who was sent by her husband to help her, Cal, played by Arinzé Kene. And he's connected to Marsha Stephanie Blake's character. I won't tell you how. You'll find out when you watch it. So, okay, the real question is, whose woman is she? It says, I'm your woman. Okay, whose? What does that mean? And if you are this person's woman, will you end up dead in the end? Now, this is really a descent of a woman who's clueless into a criminal world. So the question is, how does this even work? Well, in the first half of this movie, the scenes just didn't come together for me, Ref. It was disconnected. No momentum. It didn't really build. It wasn't bad. I was just like, okay, that's a scene and that's a scene. That's a scene. Then the second half comes. That's when we get to Marsha and Frankie and Marsha's son in tow. They ground this movie. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it gives Rachel's character and performance much needed structure because her character is the opposite of grounded. Okay, flitting all over the place, not knowing where to go.
Right.
And it works. Also, that baby in the second half is less of that crying baby. Oh my goodness, you'll see when you watch it. Crying baby.
Oh boy.
Now, overall, though, I was kept at a distance. I was never drawn in. Aesthetically, I thought it was very successful. I think overall, Ref, this is a stay-at-home Prime Video viewing. I think if you watch it that way, you're there. If you're, with someone else who's of age, you'll watch it. You'll be entertained enough by it. The crime drama thing, is it the best of crime dramas? No, I mean, crime dramas, it's hard to be the best of anyway.
Yeah.
It's a lot of competition. It will have moments, though, when you might jump up. So it will have those kinds of moments. So I think overall, I would say if crime dramas are your thing, it's on Prime Video. I would recommend it. I recommend it lightly, though. You're going to watch it and you'll probably forget it the next day. It's that kind of thing.
Well, there you go. Let's move on to TV, though. So we don't have to venture out at all. We can stay in our homes. You got a chance to see A Suitable Boy. That's coming to us via... Really?
Mm-hmm.
Acorn TV? Do we have Acorn TV? Who has Acorn TV? I'm so sorry.
Anglophiles do.
Okay, well, BBC Studios produced it. You would think it would be on BBC America. No, it's on Acorn TV. Okay. That'll be coming to us, premiering on the 7th of December. That's a great day, by the way. I'm just saying you need to recognize that. It's based on Vikram Seth's book, and Andrew Davies, who I've had a personal connection with, and funny enough, I can't go into why, wrote, all 6 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Mira Nar directed 5 episodes. Why do we love Mira Nar? Because she brings us Queen of Katwe. We keep saying
not expecting that.
over and well, okay, yes, she did, Mississippi, what was that?
Masala.
Mississippi Masala, and she's done some other extreme hits.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to keep going. I will still it is a mission plugging away. If you have Disney Plus, doggone it, go and watch Queen of Katwe. We keep screaming. Watch it.
Especially now with the holidays coming.
Yes.
You have the kiddos at home and you don't want to watch another CGI movie.
Yes. It's a family movie. It's for everyone. If you want to be woke, you say you're woke.
Woke for real.
Wake up and watch Queen of Katwe because they swept that right under the rug.
Yeah.
So
forget
anyway.
woke if you want to be awake. Let's make it grammatically correct. That's what that deserves. Awake.
Okay, we have completely digressed, but Mira does she has such a beautiful hand with making first of all, her coloring, the way she adds in colors to accentuate things. Yes. Yeah. But she also deals beautifully with human stories, just human stories. And the question is, a suitable boy? Does it have her marking on it? Because again, she didn't write it, but she directed 5 out of the 6 episodes.
Yeah.
And Andrew Davies, we know very, very well how his hand works in storytelling. So, the question really is, what's going on here? Are we doing this? Are we going to settle on this? Are we going to take out a free trial of Acorn TV to watch this? Because who has Acorn TV?
I did a free trial of Acorn TV, though, actually. I have done it.
Is this why? Oh, okay. Well,
not for this. No, it was before. Okay. Yeah.
Because if you don't mind, just explain to our listeners. We don't talk about Acorn TV quite much, so if you would just incorporate that into the review, that'd be great. Absolutely.
Let's start right there. So Acorn TV is where you find the British imports that aren't on PBS or
BBC
Amazon
America.
Prime. Yeah, all of that. So they have exclusives on Acorn TV. Like recently, they had a mini series with Kush Jumbo in it and David Tennant called Deadwater Fell. So, you might be missing out on things if you are an Anglo cinephile kind of person or TV file kind of person.
Anglo.
I'm making up words, as I want to do.
We went from being woke to an Anglo cinephile. Oh, God. Is that kind of year, people?
Yeah. So, that's it. I would say... If you like British dramas, right? Even like Loch Rise to Candleford, stuff like that.
Oh dear God!
Look, I went deep for that one, but look,
yeah, you did.
If you like that kind of stuff, then you can easily do a free trial. I think they give you a week for Acorn TV, and just check it out. But would it be for a suitable boy? Well, before I get to that, talking about Mira. Like you were saying, Ref, so beautifully, the coloring that Mira brings is here.
Oh, okay.
It is. I mean, we're in India.
Yeah.
So it ain't hard to do. But, I mean, this is Mira's thing. And you talked about Andrew Davies as the writer. So you would expect this is a marriage made in heaven.
Yeah.
In heaven. Because like you said, she will mine those relationships. Now, my favorite work of hers, there's also Monsoon Wedding and other things. It is Queen of Katwe.
It's so good. It's so good.
It is. Is that still the case after A Suitable Boy? I'll say this. Schools. It says right here. If you've seen Queen of Katwe, you are awake on that one. If not, you're not. Now, it is 1951. And India has just earned its independence from Britain. And we have 2 main characters that we're focused on. Lata, she is a literature student in 1951 in India. Imagine what that's like. Is she taken seriously? But she is willing to go against tradition. Her mother, of course, is like, get married. She's like, I have this budding possible career. If I get out of school, what's that like? So, of course, she feels a duty to her family, but there's also a duty to herself. And there's a possible romance on the horizon for her.
Uh-oh, okay, all right.
But this is India. So think about the religious things going on there. Might not be so easy. Now, another character, Man, he's also willing to, buck up against what is expected of him. And he finds this just mesmerizing woman who is kind of respected, but not. She's a sort of entertainer. I won't tell you exactly what that's like. You'll see if you watch it. And the first time he sees her perform, he is taken. But there's something about her that is not going to lead to the married life for the 2 of them. Okay. I won't tell you what that is.
I smell it.
But you'll see what it is. Okay. So we have these big tensions for the 2 of them within the tensions of the backdrop of India itself, now reclaiming itself as its own country, and also having this religious battle going on. Hindus, Muslims, all of that. So this is very, very, very deep stuff going on in A Suitable Boy. Again, based on the book, like you said. But the writing is basic.
Oh, no. Andrew.
Rengarde. From Emily in Paris.
Yes.
Shockingly. Now, I had access to all 6 episodes. I made it through 2.
Oh, no.
The delivery is clunky. Sorry, Mira.
Oh.
Sorry, everybody else. And it prevents this series from achieving sufficient depth to be convincing, to be passionate, to be engaging. I can't believe I'm saying this. It's antiseptic and blunt instead of rich and smooth. It just lacks magic.
I'm sorry.
Now, a grand story, ref, it requires grand execution, not pedestrianism. It just doesn't get off the ground. I'm sorry. That's what I have to say. Hey, maybe it's a miracle show and it turns into something else in episode 3. That'll be up to you to find out because I can't.
Oh, well, a suitable boy. If you have Acorn TV, have we ever reviewed anything from Acorn TV? Maybe 1 or 2 things.
Yeah.
A Suitable Boy is coming out December 7th. And you could check that out. The critic didn't make it through, but in fact, this is what I challenge you, listeners. Anybody who watches A Suitable Boy and they get past episode 2 and things shift about, let us know. Let us know. Remember, our motto here is give it 2 and then you're through, or give it 2 and make it through. So you figure it out yourself. But anyway, oh my gosh, this is happening. Finally, we have the union. In more ways than one. That we've all been waiting for. But wait. This sneak peek.
It's an entanglement.
In the most interesting kind of way. What are we talking about? We're talking about the new movie, Ammonite. This is coming to us as a sneak. We snuck and saw it. And it's in theaters right now. Possibly you're really gonna have to fish around for it.
Yeah,
but it is certainly available for video on demand December 4th. And let me tell you, this ain't no family film, so just put the kids away. You hide your kids, hide your wife, like all of the things that happen there. This comes to us from Francis Lee. He directed it and he wrote it.
I'm just imagining hiding all of my family members, like you said.
This is somebody he's British and he's bringing all of his arsenal with him, meaning 2 huge arsenals, one British, one not. Kate Winslet. Oh, she's here. Saoirse Ronan.
Ooh.
And you also have people popping up that you'll recognize later on, like, Gemma Jones, Fiona Shaw, who, let me tell you, when she reaches across the table, you best be prepared. You best be prepared for her reaching across the table because, you might get bamboozled.
Wow.
And a number of other British actors, or we'll just say across the pond because they may be from all around. This is going to, again, be on video on demand on December 4th, which is why we had to get this to you straightway. Now, this is the epic pairing of 2 brilliant actresses that, quite frankly, I don't know about you, critic. Well, I do know. We've been waiting for this pairing for so long, and I watched a SAG actor on actor exchange, and at that time, you could see, oh my gosh, somebody must have made this happen. Now, the question is, well, I'll tell you this. I know we ain't going to theater to see this.
No.
It may or may not be there by now. It just needed a theatrical release to qualify. But the question is this the movie that we have been waiting for Kate and Saoirse
anticipating?
Yes, I mean, we have been literally teeth on edge. Is this...
You have some really descriptive phrases today. Oh my goodness, teeth on edge.
Well, is this it? Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, is it?
I think be prepared for whatever. I think we have to be really open to how we feel about this.
You do. And you might not be quite sure of that emotion by the end. Now, with that befuddled statement, let's move into this plot. It's not a huge plot. I do want to say, Ref, we were talking about this. The first thing I noted, because I did take notes for this one, is one word. Move.
Wait, reaching across the table and moving are two huge things.
When this movie starts, there are like a couple of white dudes who walk in. It's the 1840s. They're dealing with this fossil. In their way is a woman cleaning the floor, minding her business. What do they say to her? What does the one man say? Move. And when I saw that, Ref, I was like, what am I in for? What am I in for? Now, did the rest of the movie live up to that? Well, what happens is this. We meet the principal characters, one of whom, of course, is played by Kate Winslet, Mary Anning, who's a real person. So you come to find out exactly how important she is and why. Because in the beginning, you're like, okay, who is she too? And who is this mother of hers?
And why are they polishing figurines?
Yes, Gemma Jones. Exactly what's going on with those figurines. Very interesting. And Gemma Jones as mom, she's coughing. This woman wants
coughing and curt.
Yeah. She wants her money. If she smells money, you're going to find her right behind Kate Winslet, Mary, standing right behind her, looking over and coughing and saying perspicacious. Okay, that's what you're going to see from this woman. But the question, tying into the figurines that the Ref mentioned, what has she lost? There are things going on underneath the surface in this movie, of course. Now, we also
appropriately so.
Appropriately.
You have to mine for it. Yeah.
Ah, very good. Just like mining for the Ammonite. Interesting. Now, speaking of Ammonite, just so you know, it is an ancient marine mollusk. So it's a shelled sea creature. So it's hiding in the shell. Okay? That's what you got to think about that. And a shell means protection. Who needs protection? What needs to be protected? Can the shell be broken? These are the things underneath the surface. Now, there's a married couple. The wife, Charlotte Murchison, played by Saoirse. The husband, Roderick, played by James McArdle. He brings his wife to meet Mary because he's a huge fan of Mary's. Okay, you'll see why. I'll dance around that for fun. So he's just almost in love with Mary because of what she does, her importance. His wife is kind of like, and Mary's looking at his wife like, what is this woman doing here? Like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here, sir, as well? My mom's here. I'm kind of trapped. And a lot of this movie, that's where Mary is. She's trapped. She's confined. Now, with that said, it comes to be that Charlotte is left in the care of Mary. Husband goes away. Husband asks Mary, hey, can you take care of her? You'll see how that comes to fruition. Of course, this happens because it's Kate Winslet and Saoirse Ronan. They got to be together. Okay, that has to happen. But in the midst of this, a little suggestion about where this might go is in the form of a character played by Fiona Shaw. Fiona Shaw plays Elizabeth Philpott. Love that name.
I have a good friend with that last name, so.
Your good friend has a beautiful last name. I love that. I'm going to start calling myself Critic Philpott. Now, Elizabeth is very familiar with Mary.
How so?
Well, you watch and see, but Mary is uncomfortable with this familiarity. Okay? So just keep that in mind. So what does that mean when it comes to Mary and Charlotte and where they're going? Okay, now where do they go? Is this a love story? If so, what kind of love story? Who's in on the love story? Because there is a doctor that comes a knocking. Played by Alec Sandrew. Now, Alec comes in and you're like, is he? Because who needs the doctor, first of all? And who is he interested in? I'll tell you. He's just like Charlotte's husband. He's interested in Mary. So you got to imagine it's Kate Winslet, who has no makeup on, who looks like she has been, I don't know, working with the mules. And you have Saoirse, who is done up, okay? Makeup, all of that. Great. And these men are looking at Mary.
Why?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Why? So the doctor's there. What does that mean? That's enough.
Right. We just have to note that Mary was in not Mary. What's Saoirse's
Charlotte
character? Charlotte was in a state. Mm-hmm. We have to note that she was in a very bad state.
Yeah.
And so that's important to the progression of this relationship and how it came to be in a bad state. Very, very bad state.
Very bad. Mm-hmm. And you'll see why. And then, of course, does Mary help her out of that? Does Charlotte help Mary out of her little funk? Or does she put her further into the funk? All right. So with all of that innuendo and entanglement.
I love it. I love it.
Ref, who wants to give thoughts first?
You know, I feel like you should go, and I will, because I think I may come in a little strong.
Okay.
So I would like to take a little heat out of that.
Absolutely. So think of the title and think of this when you're watching it. It's like everything's washed out. You're by the sea. So it's spare, it's brisk, just like that setting. The work from the actors, there's sensitivity there. Sometimes it's straightforward. It's unadorned, but it's intense. And my favorite parts, Ref, were the little things. It's the little things. A touch, a look. They have the biggest impact. And I wish they would have relied more on those little touches. That's what I wanted. Or the other possibility is it could have been more dynamic. You have two choices. To me, it was somewhere in the middle. Now, was it well crafted? Yeah. Did they cast it well? I mean, yeah. I mean, okay. And for Kate Winslet's part, she does a good job of anchoring the film as believably as possible. Saoirse, where's now Fiona Shaw? They could have made a movie about
that
Elizabeth
relationship or
Mary.
that
Yes.
entanglement. Yeah.
And don't write more than like 3 words at a time. Like, this is the movie it should have been to be fully realized, because it has touches, Ref, of the piano. You know, same kind of C and all that going on. It's a bit of There Will Be Blood in moments when you get kind of excited. It doesn't go there, though. So some of those work scenes, that move scene, like when Kate Winslet is out there digging, you're like, okay, this is like Daniel Plainview at the opening of There Will Be Blood. Not that either. It's a bit, if you've seen it, of A Portrait of a Lady on Fire, which I have reviewed. So some of that, and maybe a teeny bit thematically of Brokeback Mountain. However, the best of those movies, it doesn't quite reach. There are things to like, there are things to appreciate. Was it fully realized? I can't say that either. I just wish that they would have trusted the silence, because when you have these actors, they don't need words.
I think that's such a great, gracious review of that. And I do have a slightly different sting to and we had to talk it through first so it wouldn't come across so heavy-handed. But speaking of heavy-handed, boy, that script. And I agree with you in the fact that when you have, I mean, come on, this is like Kate Winslet and Saoirse. I keep saying this girl's name all kinds of ways, but the way you say it. But just good gracious, you get those two dynamic actors on film, and you think, my gosh, it's gonna melt, it's gonna explode, and it didn't. It didn't even. I'd rather have an implosion, and it didn't do that. This is Kate Winslet's film. Period. Hands down.
Yeah.
Who do you have to bounce off now? Mary is an introvert to the nines. I mean, she's an introvert's introvert. And so when you have this other woman who's just sort of needing nursing and needing, things, the looks that Kate Winslet's doing, you're getting the story when she's running into Fiona Shaw's character, and she's asking for a certain something, and Fiona Shaw was like, I can give you something. And it's like, well, hold on, what happened there? And then you get these two together, and it's just like, Miss Ronan had nothing. Yeah. Like, she just didn't have anything to grab onto except, and I'm going to say it, the graphic lovemaking scenes. Mm-hmm. And to me, when you have these two actors, and if you are not used to seeing lovemaking scenes or same-sex lovemaking scenes, or just these two actors doing, now we always see Kate Winslet naked. I mean, geez, good gracious. Yeah. I mean, when is she not naked? But then, you're just seriously, come on.
Yeah.
She's always naked. We've seen every angle. But when it comes to like Saoirse, it's just sort of like, okay, does the script support this? Anybody, I don't care who it is, does it support this kind of passion? And it didn't. And I'm going to say it. It just felt like this was a pathway for two great artists to really try to ride the vehicle of their artistry. And that's not enough. It's not enough for me to pay the video on demand fee to sit there and watch you ride this vehicle. I need support. I need support from the script. I need directional support. And unfortunately, it's hollow for me. And unfortunately, it did not stick and land like those scenes with Fiona. So my opinion is, if you like the shows that the critic just laid out before, this is for you. If you like that, if you want to see two powerhouses on screen together, like these two, sure. Now, will you get the power of the powerhouses? Unfortunately, I cannot confirm that.
But they will ride the vehicle of their artistry. I will remember that one. Ride the vehicle of this is like the greatest hits of the ref in one episode. I have never heard such alliterative and dramatic and descriptive words in such succinct fashion in my life. Ride the vehicle of their artistry. I'm going to ride the vehicle of my artistry and end this right now. Everybody, Ammonite will be available video on demand December 4th. Ride the vehicle of whatever artistry you got if you want to watch this and get on it. Thanks for listening. For additional resources, visit WhyWatchThat.com.
Good idea, and we'd love to hear from you. So go ahead and leave comments, feedback, and you can rate us on iTunes.
We'll see you next week.
See you.